Welcome to the last Modern Warfare 3 based Mail Monday, a weekly series that's not so much about the gameplay and is more about your letters and my answers to them. Come next week, this will be over Black Ops 2. Anyway, let's get started. Possible bisexual girlfriend. Hey Woody, I've been a huge fan since the Modern Warfare 2 days, and I've been watching you and the PKA guys for a while. I'm 17 and a senior in high school. I recently met this 16-year-old girl in my World Geo class. After talking for a while, I've come to like her, and during one of our conversations, she told me she was 100% bisexual. This did not come as a shock to me, but it did give me second thoughts about whether or not I should date her. The reason being my parents are super Christians and oppose all forms of homosexuality. I don't support their views in any way, by the way. The other reason is this girl was in a long-term relationship and got hurt emotionally and has told me that she doesn't let people get close to her. Please help me, Woody. I really like this girl and would like a chance to make her happy, but I don't want to miss out on my chance because of my doubts. Also, I'd like your opinion on dating bi girls. Can you put it on Mail Monday or a personal message would be very much appreciated. I love your videos and can't wait for a Black Ops 2 vid. Thank you and God bless. Bisexual girls, huh? So, I don't know this girl, right? It's hard to give exact advice on what's going on in her head, but I can talk about her in stereotypes, and you can see if you think they fit or not. First of all, bisexual does not mean like polysexual. It does not mean that that she wants to have multiple relationships at one time. It can, but it doesn't necessarily lock that in, right? There are plenty of bisexual people in regular monogamous relationships, and they just kind of alternate between guys and girls as they do their thing. So I guess sometimes there's this notion that if somebody's bisexual, that they're going to have a girl and a guy on hand at all times. And, that's not really what bisexual means. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. In the same way that, a heterosexual sometimes has more than one girlfriend or boyfriend at the same time. The other thing I wanted to talk about, in terms of stereotypes, yeah, oftentimes, the bisexual people have legendary libidos, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what you've got going on. If if you're down that way, fantastic. But if on the other hand, you're concerned that she's going to be up for a lot more than you're interested in, right? You might just accept, like, look, I like a healthy sex life, but I am kind of vanilla, and I don't want to be splitting her with other people. I don't want to be, whatever, down for all sorts of, non-vanilla stuff. Then that just might be the way that you are. But, as with everybody, I give kind of this standard advice, if you like someone and you want to give something a go, then please don't let a lack of courage be the thing that holds you back. I hear now in this case that's not the case. You're just worried about what you're going to get if you get into a relationship with someone who's recently been heartbroken and is bisexual. I don't know. I'm tempted to roll the dice and head into this thing cautiously, and see if you two are a fit or not. That's where I'm coming from. Hey Woody, I'm 14 years old and I found out I have to have braces soon. I'm not scared about the pain or the discomfort. I'm just scared that I won't look good with braces. Sorry if that's kind of vain. It's not that I'm bad looking. I just don't want these braces to throw off my game, if you know what I mean. I know tons of people have them and I shouldn't overreact, but if you could give me some advice, that would be great. Love the videos. Keep up the good work. So, I'm not going to lie to you, man. Here's the deal. Let's say that you're an 8 on your 1 to 10 scale. I think braces might temporarily bump you down to a 7.5 or so, and before you bump up to an 8.5 or 9. That's what they do. That's why people get them. It's a temporary pain for a long-term pleasure. That's how they go. On the other hand, I will say this, and this is why you're lucky. If you're between 12 and like 16, 17 years old, your peers have a special kind of braces blindness that you get to benefit from. If you're my age, right? If you're grown up and you're at the office and such, and you have braces, people kind of look at you in a different way, and they're like, whoa, look at that. Grown up with braces. I bet you feel the same way. If you see like a full-fledged adult still wearing braces, you're like, huh, what happened there? But, when you see a teenager with braces on, or a preteen, then you just kind of say like, oh yeah, right. They have braces. You can easily overlook that and see the entire package and not just the temporary attachments on their teeth. So anyway, Is there any impact? Yeah, I guess there is sort of some temporary impact, but it's a lot less than you think because the people in your area are just hardwired to overlook braces. They're too common. That's how it is. I'm introverted and it sucks. Hey Woody, I'm just gonna go out and accept that I'm an introvert, but I hate it. I always hear friends talking about fun parties and hanging out with other girls, and I've never done that. Sounds pathetic, right? I don't know why, but I just can't talk to girls. And I know it's not that hard to get a conversation going, but I run out of things or don't know what to say, or whenever I do start one, I freeze up and it's too late and I'm not with them anymore. I think of things when I get home and it bugs me about how much of a pussy I am for not saying anything. I want to be able to hang out with friends, go to the mall with someone, not wait until high school is over before I have any fun. Any advice would be great. Although it would be awesome to be on Mail Monday because I feel like spoken is better than written. I'm 17 and a sophomore. Alright, I get that you're introverted and you don't like that, but I'll tell you what, I see that you're introspective and I do like that. You know, an introvert is someone who has a hard time leaving their shell and talking to other people. Someone who's introspective is someone who does a little self-analysis, someone who looks at who they are and what's going well and what's not going well. Someone who sort of looks at their place in the world and sees what they can do better. And I think that you're introspective. I think that's cool and that makes you cool. But back on topic, you're having a hard time doing conversations at parties and stuff like that. And as I read your letter, it's like, yeah, no wonder. You're doing it the hardest way, right? Like your idea of talking to a girl is putting on the, you know, like gamertag sub show and telling stories until they die out. And yeah, of course that's going to happen. You know, how many stories do you have? You know, are you living some sort of crazy life where you can just go on and on about all the different crazy things that have happened to you? Probably not. Most of us aren't. So how do you actually have a conversation that doesn't die out? A big part of it is getting him or her to engage in that conversation, right? Be an active listener, not just a storyteller. Anecdotes are an awesome way to sort of kick things off, but a big part of a conversation is the feedback and the exchange and connection that you're getting with the other person. That's what this is all about. So be an active listener, and heck, if you see them again, follow up. Right? That's a big part of it, right? The care and feeding of relationships. Hey, last time I talked to you, your cat was ill. How'd that work out? The last time that we synced up, your I don't know, right? Your mom was mad at you. Is that cooled down yet? That sort of thing, is a great, even though it's a small connection, it's a connection, and it will take you, kick off a conversation and maybe bring something to a better level. And then, of course, if you don't have that, right, if you're meeting someone for the first time, then that active listener, that getting that other person to talk about themselves and encouraging them and giving them some positive feedback will get the conversation really going, right? It doesn't have to be you telling entertaining stories like a stand-up comedian until that runs dry. It's supposed to be you and someone else, kicking off the beginnings of a connection. That's what conversations are for. Just to reiterate what I said, I listened to that and I wasn't sure I got everything. Smile a lot, nod, give them positive feedback when they're talking, and that will help it become more of a two-way conversation than the sort of one-way, show that you're trying to sustain now, because that's a hard act to pull off. Mail Monday, being bullied. Hey Woody, I'm 14 years old and I've been having trouble getting bullied. Every time I go to a new school or place, I meet new people and one always ends up finding my middle name or confuses me of where I come from, and I correct them. I tell them I'm from Egypt and people think I'm a terrorist or I'll blow up something, and it gets annoying. Then, like I said, people will find my middle name by, what does the O stand for? Or my middle name will be on the board for a seating chart. My middle name is Osama and people make fun of me for that. I have trouble making friends and I don't like it. What should I do? And I know I already asked another question about a girl, but this is more important. Please help. Here's the thing. It's really difficult to control what other people say and do. And these guys are racist, right? That's what it is. This isn't your standard issuing bullying here. These guys are picking on where you came from, what you look like, what your name is, stuff that you have nothing to do with. Anyway, you can't control what they say or do. You could call them racist in some hope that it opens their eyes, but I don't think it's gonna work. Teenagers have a remarkable ability to be persistent douchebags to each other, and one clever statement never seems to turn that around and wake them up into some sort of self-actualized better human. Instead, I think where you need to be on this thing is to fit in with everybody else. I'm looking for actual solutions and not politically correct ones. When you're surrounded by friends, laughing and having a good time, that sets a tone that will stop people from reacting to your middle name in a stupid way, right? If you're around 6 buddies and you look like normal guys, and then, you know, people will start treating you like a normal guy, and this problem actually gets solved. You can't control what other people do, but you can control your reaction to it. And if you minimize it, if you downplay it, if you turn it into something that not everybody is, you know, harping on or paying too much attention to, then you know, you're going to be in better shape on this thing. I think that's the deal. If you actually want the teasing about this to stop, then you need to, you know, not react in a way that continues to make you different than everybody else, but instead just chill and, you know, take away their ammunition for treating you different by not being any different. That I think that's the best way to make this go away. So best of luck to you, man. It's not easy being a teenager, but it doesn't last forever. There you go. That was Mail Monday. All right, if you're new around here and you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe in the top right corner. If you're anybody and you like the video, you can just click on like. Here's 2 you may have missed, and have a good day.